If you are over 50 and your morning blood sugar is somehow higher than what you went to sleep with, that is not bad luck. That is your pancreas waving a white flag at 4 in the morning. And it is the most ignored warning sign of metabolic collapse after 50, the one no doctor explains in a 7-minute appointment. By the end of this video, I will show you the exact bedtime drink that flushes up to 95% of your overnight glucose spike, plus the full 21-day protocol I built for the people inside the Mitochondria Reset. The whole system is on sale this week for $27. But first, the 3 real causes nobody is explaining to you. 1 out of every 3 Americans over 60 has either pre-diabetes or full type 2 diabetes. Half of them do not know. The other half were told to watch their diet and walk 30 minutes a day, and they were sent home without a real protocol. And here is what almost nobody tells you in those rushed appointments. The number that quietly destroys your blood vessels, your kidneys, your eyes, and your brain after 50 is not your daytime sugar. It is your fasting morning sugar, because that single number is your pancreas telling you it could not keep up overnight. It is the moment your liver dumps glucose into your blood to wake you up, and your insulin factory can no longer match the dump. Studies suggest most adults over 60 are quietly losing this overnight battle for years before any doctor names it on a chart. By the way, 312 people picked up this exact protocol in the last 7 days. One of them was Eleanor, from Atlanta, 67, a retired school teacher whose doctor wanted to start her on insulin last March. By day 21 of the protocol, her fasting glucose dropped from 168 to 94. Her doctor ran the lab work twice because he thought it was a printing mistake. First link in the description. Pinned comment has it too. Anyway, so let me show you what is actually happening inside your body, because nobody else is going to. In the year 1990, a researcher named Dr. Richard Anderson at the United States Department of Agriculture noticed something strange in his lab. He was studying common foods that affect insulin sensitivity. He expected sugar to make insulin worse. It did. But one specific compound hidden in plain sight in a kitchen spice did the opposite. It mimicked insulin almost perfectly at the cellular receptor. Anderson named the compound MHCP, short for methyl hydroxychalcone polymer. The spice was Ceylon cinnamon, the kind from Sri Lanka, not the cheap cassia kind sitting in most supermarket racks. His data showed it lowered fasting glucose by up to 29% in adults over 50. And here is the part Anderson published quietly in 2003. The effect happened overnight while people slept. Here is the mechanism as cleanly as I can explain it. While you sleep, your liver does something called gluconeogenesis. It manufactures glucose from stored protein and fat. This is normal. The problem is that after 50, your liver gets aggressive about it, especially between 3 and 6 in the morning. This is called the dawn phenomenon, and it is why your fasting morning sugar can be higher than what you went to bed with. Your pancreas is supposed to push back. It releases insulin to clear the glucose. But after years of constant high sugar, your beta cells, the cells inside your pancreas that produce insulin, start to die off. Studies from the Joslin Diabetes Center at Harvard suggest that adults over 60 have lost up to 50% of their original beta cell mass. Half of your insulin factory gone, and nobody told you. Now here is where MHCP changes everything. Ceylon cinnamon polyphenols mimic insulin directly at the cellular receptor. Your blood sugar drops without your pancreas needing to fire a single shot. Your beta cells get a full night off to repair themselves, and studies suggest they slowly do over weeks of consistent nightly use. That is what rebuilds the pancreas in 60+ actually means at the cellular level. Before I go on and show you the exact dose, the timing, and the 2 foods to combine the drink with, I need to stop for 4 minutes and tell you what happened to Eleanor. Because if you recognize yourself in her story, the rest of this video changes, and if you do not, you can skip the next 4 minutes. The link is already in the description, but I think you will recognize yourself. Watch this. Eleanor is 67, lives outside Atlanta. Retired school teacher, 28 years in 4th grade. 3 years into retirement, her morning fasting glucose started climbing, 120, then 140, then 168 at the last appointment. Her A1C, the 3-month sugar average, came back at 8.5. Her doctor said, "You are diabetic now. We are starting insulin next month." Eleanor said no, not because she was scared of the needle, because nobody had explained what was actually happening inside her body. She had tried cutting bread. She had tried walking 30 minutes a day. She had tried apple cider vinegar from a supermarket bottle. None of it moved the morning number. In February, her daughter sent her a video, one like this one. Eleanor was a science teacher for almost 30 years. She does not believe in things. She read every reference in the protocol. Joslin, Karolinska, Mount Sinai, 3 weekends straight. Then she started. Day 3, she woke up with a fasting glucose of 142, down from 168, first time in 18 months. Day 7, it was 128. Her energy in the afternoon was different. The 4 o'clock sugar craving she had lived with for years quietly disappeared. Day 21, 94. Her doctor ran the lab work twice because he thought the printer had a typo. It did not. Day 60. Her A1C had dropped from 8.5 to 6.4. Her doctor asked her what she was doing. She told him. He asked her for the link. Here is why the protocol worked for Eleanor when nothing else did. Eleanor had tried single tactics, cutting carbs, walking, apple cider vinegar. Each was one piece in isolation. The mitochondria reset is a sequence. What you drink before bed, what you eat at breakfast, the 30-minute window after dinner, what you stop eating after 6 in the evening. It is not a diet. It is not a supplement stack. It is the exact order of operations that flips the autophagy window open and tells your pancreas to repair itself overnight. Most people try one piece. The protocol gives you the whole sequence. And the whole sequence is the only thing that consistently works for people over 50. Here's what you get when you join this week. The Mitochondria Reset Ebook, 7 chapters, 134 cited studies, the complete 21-day protocol with the exact salon dose, the timing, the 2 foods to combine the drink with, and the 4 foods you have to stop after 6 in the evening. Standalone value, $47, plus 6 bonuses. The coffee variations chart, every variable tested for blood sugar response. The 6 other mitochondria foods with adult doses for over 50. The 21-day Visceral Fat Tracker, printable day by day. The talk to your doctor. Script for when they want to push insulin you do not want yet. Lifetime updates, every new study automatic forever. And only for the next 48 hours, the personal mitochondria email, where you write in once with your most important question and you get a real answer from a certified specialist. Total stack value, $241. What you pay today? $27 one time, lifetime access. And if in the first 90 days it does not change what you wanted it to change, you write one email with one word, refund. You get every cent back, no questions, no justification, and you keep every single bonus forever. Even if you ask for the refund, you are not carrying any risk on this. We are. The first link in the description takes you straight to checkout. The personal email bonus disappears 48 hours after this video, so if you are going, go now. Okay, back to the video. Because even if you do not pick up the protocol today, what I am about to show you next will help you. It is the part of Eleanor's story that surprised even me when I was writing it down. The part about the drink itself. Here is the next thing. The drink is Ceylon cinnamon tea. Just that, nothing fancy. Not regular cinnamon. Not the kind sitting in most supermarket spice racks labeled simply ground cinnamon. That is cassia cinnamon from Indonesia and southern China. Cassia contains a compound called coumarin, which can quietly stress your liver in daily nightly doses over months. Ceylon cinnamon, also called Cinnamomum verum, true cinnamon, comes only from Sri Lanka. It is lighter in color, sweeter in taste, and crumbles softly between your fingers. Its coumarin content is a tiny fraction of the cassia kind. You can drink it nightly for years without harm, and it is the only kind the original Anderson research used. Every single positive study on blood sugar and insulin sensitivity used Ceylon, not cassia. That is the difference between a kitchen spice and a real metabolic intervention. Most people who tried cinnamon and saw nothing happen were drinking the wrong cinnamon. Studies suggest cassia simply does not contain enough MHCP to move the needle in adults over 50. The dose that members report works best is 1 full teaspoon stirred into 250 milliliters of warm water, not boiling. Boiling water destroys the MHCP. Just warm enough to sip slowly for 10 minutes before bed. You drink it on a relatively empty stomach, about 30 minutes after dinner has settled. And here is what nobody else is telling you about this drink. You do not drink it once and check your sugar in the morning expecting magic. You drink it every night for 21 straight nights. The polyphenols build up at the cellular level. Your pancreas finally gets uninterrupted nights to repair itself. By day 21, fasting numbers move 20 to 30% in members who follow the protocol exactly. That is the drink. That is the science. Now let me show you the rest of the protocol. Let me show you the actual study because the data is what makes this defensible. The first major trial was published by Dr. Alam Khan in 2003 in the journal Diabetes Care. 60 adults with type 2 diabetes, average age over 55, were given Ceylon cinnamon for 40 straight days. The treatment group dropped fasting glucose by between 18 and 29%. Triglycerides dropped by 23 to 30%. LDL cholesterol dropped by 7 to 27%. The control group taking placebo did not move on any marker. Every result returned to baseline after the patients stopped the cinnamon. So the effect was real, dose-dependent, and reversible. A second trial in 2009, published in the Journal of Nutrition, replicated the result in postmenopausal women. And the data has been replicated in 12 additional peer-reviewed studies since then. None of them used cassia, all of them used Ceylon. Quick reminder before we keep going. If the Eleanor story hit something familiar for you and you still have not grabbed the protocol, the personal email bonus disappears in less than 48 hours. After that, you can still get in. The price stays at $27, but the personal email with the specialist goes away. First link in the description. Okay, the rest of the protocol. Step 1. Combine the Ceylon cinnamon water with half a teaspoon of organic apple cider vinegar. The acetic acid in the vinegar synergizes with the polyphenols in the cinnamon, two compounds working on two different cellular pathways at the same time. Studies suggest the combination is more powerful than either one alone. Members who add the vinegar report fasting glucose, moving 5 to 10 points faster than cinnamon by itself. Step 2. Stop eating refined carbs after 6 in the evening. That includes pasta, white rice, bread, and any dessert. The reason is simple. Your insulin sensitivity drops in half after sundown. A piece of bread at 9 at night causes twice the blood sugar spike of the same bread at noon. Step 3. Open a 14-hour overnight fasting window. If your last bite is at 7 in the evening, your first bite the next day is at 9 in the morning. This single change activates the autophagy pathway, the one that triggers cellular cleanup and beta cell repair while you sleep. Step 4. The morning protocol. The first thing you eat the next day is protein, not carbs. 2 eggs, a handful of walnuts, plain yogurt with no added sugar. Why protein? Because protein keeps insulin steady. Carbs spike it. And after a 14-hour overnight fast, Your cells are at their most insulin sensitive of the entire 24-hour cycle. Step 5. Walk for 10 minutes after lunch and 10 minutes after dinner, not for cardio, for glucose disposal. A 10-minute walk after a meal lowers post-meal glucose by up to 30%. It is the cheapest insulin substitute on earth. Those are the 5 steps. They look simple, and they are. But they only work in this exact order, in this exact combination, executed every single day for 21 straight days. That is the difference between random advice and a real sequence. And it is what your doctor will never have the 7 minutes to give you in a normal appointment. Now let me show you the 5 mistakes that destroy this protocol. Mistake 1. Using cassia cinnamon instead of Ceylon. Cassia has too little MHCP and too much coumarin. Ceylon every time, no exceptions. Mistake 2. Pouring boiling water over the cinnamon. Heat above 60 degrees Celsius destroys the MHCP. Just barely warm water from the kettle. Sip slowly. Mistake 3. Drinking it during the day instead of before bed. The protocol is designed to work overnight when your liver is dumping glucose. Daytime cinnamon does not address the dawn phenomenon. Mistake 4. Stopping after a week because nothing visible changed. The first 3 days do almost nothing measurable. The compound is building up at the cellular level. Beta cells are slowly resensitizing. By day 7, the first move is visible. By day 21, the move is dramatic. By day 60, the A1C shifts. People who quit at day 5 never see the result. Members who push through to day 21 see what Eleanor saw. Mistake 5. The silent one. Continuing to eat sugar during the day while drinking cinnamon at night. The cinnamon cannot outrun a soda. The protocol works because the rest of the day is also clean. You cannot offset bad daytime choices with 1 cup of cinnamon water at night. Now here's the practical tip nobody else is going to tell you on this topic. Buy Ceylon cinnamon in stick form, not as ground powder. Powder loses potency within 60 days of opening. Sticks stay potent for 2 years. You grind a stick a week with a small coffee grinder, store the powder in a sealed jar in the freezer, and you have fresh MHCP every single night. The cost is roughly $12 for 6 months of supply. That is 2 cents per night for the entire bedtime drink. Compare that to the cost of 1 month of insulin without insurance, which can run $800 to $1,200. The drink is not just effective. It is, by orders of magnitude, the cheapest metabolic intervention you can run at home. And if you want the exact brand my members buy, the storage protocol, the grinder I recommend, and the apple cider vinegar combination ratios that work for adults over 50, all of that is in the ebook. First link in the description. One more thing before we wrap. If you walked into a longevity clinic today with the 8 problems we have talked about, blood sugar, energy, belly fat, brain fog, joints, sleep, hormones, and morning fatigue, and asked them to build you a custom protocol, you would be looking at $1,500 to $4,000. I checked. I called 3 clinics in 3 different American cities last month. The Mitochondria Reset gives you the same protocol structure, written for the typical adult 50+, with all the bonuses. Today, with the launch price, $27. Original price was $97, 90 days money back. You keep all the bonuses on refund. You are literally taking 0 risk on this. The personal email bonus disappears at the timer in the first link. If you're going, today is the day. After that timer hits 0, the email bonus is gone for everyone. The price stays. But you lose the personal email with the specialist forever. First link in the description. Continuing. So let me show you what the next 90 days actually look like for someone who picks up the protocol tonight. Tonight, you watch the rest of this video. You go to the link. You pay $27. You download the ebook. You read Chapter 1 in bed before you fall asleep. The Ceylon cinnamon is in your kitchen by tomorrow morning. Day 1. First night drinking the cinnamon water before bed. Nothing measurable yet. Your beta cells are getting their first quiet night in years. Day 3. You wake up with a fasting number 10 to 15 points lower than your usual. The first time the morning sugar moved without medication. Day 7. The afternoon sugar craving you have been fighting for years just disappears. You realize at 4 in the afternoon that you forgot to want it. Day 14. Your pants fit looser, not from cardio, from visceral fat dropping as your liver finally clears stored sugar from its cells. Day 21. You measure fasting glucose. The number is in the normal range for the first time in years. You measure twice because you do not believe it. Day 30. You go to the doctor for routine blood work. He sees the numbers. He asks what you are doing. Day 60. Your A1C, the 3-month average, comes back. It has dropped a full point, sometimes more, like Eleanor's case. Day 90. You are still on the same protocol. The drink before bed has become a ritual. You do not think about diabetes the way you used to think about it. Or, here is what the next 90 days look like if you close this video tonight. Tomorrow morning, your blood sugar is exactly where it has been for months. Next week, your doctor mentions insulin again. You agree to think about it. Next month, a new symptom appears. Maybe peripheral neuropathy, maybe slight vision changes, maybe wound healing is slower than it used to be. 3 months from now, you start the medication you wanted to avoid. 6 months from now, you are on a higher dose because the disease keeps progressing while only the symptoms are being treated. A year from now, you are on a second medication, then a third, then insulin anyway. Both paths are real. Both paths are happening to people right now, tonight, while this video is playing. The difference between Eleanor and the version of Eleanor who never opened her daughter's video is exactly one decision, made in 2 minutes on the night she watched it. The rest of her life is running on the consequences of that one decision, and the people who will look back on this video in 3 months and wish they had done something tonight already exist. They are watching this right now. The link is right under this video. $27, 90 days money back. The personal email bonus closes in 48 hours. If anything I said tonight hit something real for you, the next 2 minutes are when it gets decided. Before you close this video, one last thing. In the next 2 minutes, 2 things can happen. 1. You click the first link. You pay $27. Tonight you read the first chapter in bed. Tomorrow morning you begin. Day 3, you wake up with a number you have not seen in years. Day 21, you measure 94 like Eleanor did. Day 90, you forget what diabetic morning felt like. Or 2, you close the video. Tomorrow morning, you wake up tired. In 3 weeks, you do not remember this video. In a year, the diagnosis you were trying to avoid is the diagnosis you live with. Both paths are real. Both end in a different reality. The first link. The personal mitochondria email bonus closes 48 hours from now. If you are going, today is the day. Last point before we end. This knowledge does not belong to the pharmaceutical industry. This knowledge does not belong to the 7-minute appointment. It does not belong to the lab handing out the prescription pad either. It belongs to you and to your body and to your right to know what is actually happening inside it. Subscribe to this channel so no one forgets that. And I will see you in the next video.